What up, world? I go by the name of DJ KLYPH. I'm here with Birdie and Jim. This is Cross the Street.
All right, here we go. What is good? How are you, Birdie Lee?
Good.
It's a big day for us here today. We were invited to the studio here. What's the name of the place here?
So we're at Falcon Art Community Center, or Falcon Art Building, and we are in the production suite for X-Ray FM.
We are with DJ KLYPH. How are you? How are you? Welcome to your neighborhood.
Come on, man. I'm honored and thrilled to be here with y'all. Thank you so much for having me across the street. Portland, what's up?
We love it. We love it. Great job on the live stream last night. We got a chance to tap in with that. That was super fun.
Appreciate y'all doing that. I see y'all popping in like weekly, man. That's what's up. I dig it.
When it shows up on the live and we're like editing or whatever, I'll generally just let you just be my DJ for an hour or two. So we really appreciate that.
That's love. That's love.
You have a rich history. I am inspired quite a bit by you, first of all, number one, doing what you do. Turns out about 2004, 2005 is roughly when you started to connect with our city here in Portland, correct?
Yeah, that's, I guess that's right, man. I started around that time really trying to build with the local music community. I moved up here in like 94. And when I came up here, I was hip hop's been a part of my life forever. So I was a recording artist, a budding recording artist when I was in New Orleans. So I came to Portland and tried to figure out like, okay, where do I fit in? And just started getting out and trying to connect with folk and then got into more of the broadcasting piece, started doing internet radio and around 06, 07. And then from there, it's blossomed. It's been crazy. It's been really crazy.
In the short amount of time that we talked before we started this, one of my favorite things about watching your live is the octopus factor. The way I've seen the man answer phones and switch tracks and level things out all on the fly. So very inspiring work, number one. Number two, everything is copacetic. The live streams that you've been doing, are you going to do more of those? Is that?
Yeah, man, that's the goal, It's so much of what I've done through the years, I've been blessed to do through the years has been just really providing platforms for folk. And there are things that I would like to be able to do and talk about maybe a little bit outside of just music. And so I have two platforms to do that. Everything is copacetic is one. It's really just me talking to a camera. And then Fitness is a Habit is my lifestyle brand that really connects more with my 9 to 5, looking at wellness, And so some of the other things that I've started working on, but you know how it is, man. It's like I appreciate the octopus comment. Sometimes my life feels like that, you have all of these balls that you're up in the air, you're trying to juggle. But at any rate, in long answer to your question, yeah, that's the goal is to get more where everything is copacetic.
The live streams, the team and I, Birdie Lee and Liz from Logistics, we've started to do a few of those recently. And we've often find the setup on those is probably takes longer than the lives half the time.
Yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. Being able to do things since the pandemic and having a setup, it's actually made it much more streamlined. The thing that makes me nervous though is technology. I'm ready to go. I used to be okay. I'm get everything turned on 30 minutes prior to, and then like some connection doesn't work and like I got to be on the air. Like this is not recorded. This is live, not just live streaming on Twitch and YouTube, but like on FM radio. So that it gets a little bit like nerve wracking. But nah, you do it and you kind of figure out a pattern and you make it happen.
Well, we really love the Welcome to the Neighborhood program. Our Saturday nights from 8 to 10 p.m. You've been doing that one for quite a while.
Yeah, man. It's funny, X-Ray, where I do it now, just celebrated 9 years on the air, which is dope. We just did a spring fund drive this past weekend. Shout out to all of the folk at X-Ray. I had the chance to close it out with my guy, DJ Ambush. And I've been here since the beginnings. And then Welcome to the Neighborhood as a radio show started back on KZ&Me, and it's coming up on 13 years that I've been doing that on terrestrial radio. So it's been a wonderful journey, and it's been so cool to be able to once again just provide the platforms for folk and build with folk, and I feel comfortable now. Really, it took me a while to like feel like I was really. It's gonna sound stupid, but to feel like I was a part of this Northwest scene, like I felt like I'm not from Portland, you know, but I've been so embraced and so welcomed. But you know, you do stuff for over a decade, you'd be like, all right.
Where are you from?
Moved here most recently from New Orleans. I moved up here from New Orleans in '94, and then was born in the Northeast, born in Jersey. So that's
nice.
been my track. You know what I mean? But I've lived here longer than I've lived anywhere, so I would consider Oregon to be home.
How did the Spring Fun Drive go? Did you guys get that all squared up?
It was dope, man. It was successful. People showed out just like they have really every year, man. And I'm 97% sure that I said it on the air, so I guess I can say we raised $75,000.
Woo! Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it was. I would say it was successful. And once again, man, shout out to everybody who contributed.
You know, I have like a small Pokemon checklist, I like to call it, of people that I would like to interview around town.
Yeah.
One of which I get to check off today, DJ KLYPH. You have successfully interviewed quite a few people on my Pokemon checklist around town.
Yeah.
I'd like to give a special moment to thank, first of all, Vinny Dwayne, number one. I don't know if you saw his recent accomplishments. What a huge inspiration for someone like myself doing YouTube as hard as I have.
Yeah.
He hit 150,000 subscribers.
Yes.
He got a plaque. Congratulations, Vinny. We really appreciate you.
Salute Vinny Dwayne for real.
And you, that makes me want to say, because every time that man stops into town, it seems like he likes to check in with Cliff. So I hope to get that cred one day out there. I hope to get that cred one day.
Yeah, he just hit me. He'll I think he's gonna be in town pretty soon.
He is.
We got to get up.
Yeah.
We got to get up for sure.
You've also got the opportunity to interview Versatile Loren. What an amazing man.
Yes.
Yeah. Lifesavers inducted into the Oregon Hall of Fame this year.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah. Versus, you know, you talk about bucket list situations, and verse was that for me. When I, you know, going back to when we were talking about when I first started connecting with the scene here. Shout out to Cool Nuts and Po Hop, which is coming back this year.
Yes.
But I had a chance to go to Po Hop, and I remember the Lifesavers are like one of the first crews that I learned. Okay, these are people in Portland that aesthetics, you know, connects with me, and I have built with Verse over the years, and comfortable saying like Verse is a friend of mine now, and I so appreciate his heart and his spirit, and his talent and his gifts and his time. So. Sometimes I feel like is this like it's sometimes it don't even feel real. You know what I mean? To be able to be like, yo, I got so and so's number in my telephone. I can call them anytime. Because at the end of the day, like I'm still a fan, man. I'm still just such a fan. But
that's gonna take me right to the quote at the beginning of the episode that you did with Versatile some 4 years back. One of the first things that you said, which struck my heart today, was the joy of having a platform to support. It's selfish. I get to hang out with people that I admire. Today is one of those days for me. Thank you so much. Tell us a little bit more about that experience, just getting to know these people past, you know, the music and past what they do.
You know, it's crazy, man. I can... Like with Verse in particular, I remember I was I'm 90% sure it was a De La show at the Roseland. And Verse was like, you'll often see him do, like if you see him at a show, he's kind of, you know, chilling in the background. And this was, I don't know, 8-9 years ago. And I went up to him and was like, hey, yo, Verse, I don't know if you remember me, my name's Cliff. And it's like, Cliff, come on, man, I remember you. You know, so those moments where you realize like people are so genuine. You know, people who I look at as, Verse has traveled the world representing this art form and representing Portland, and for him to just know who I am, and then, you know, over the years being able to call on him and ask him to do an interview or to come on the radio show, or, you know, to rock a mic check set, and like to be able to have that type of relationship with someone that I'm a fan of artistically, but then also just as a human being, you know, it's really a blessing, man. It's really a blessing, and the same I can say for Cool Nuts, someone who has represented Portland as a performer, but then as someone who does radio, looking at what he does in Portland on radio. you know. And I could run down a list of names of people who I've interviewed, both locally and then now literally internationally, who.
You just did DJ Red Mac not too long ago.
Man,
From
Red
the Beat
Matic and J.
Junkies.
Rawls, bruh, I'm
Yo.
like stuff like that is. Those are those moments. Like I ain't gonna lie, those are those moments before I turn the cameras on. Like, okay, let me be professional. Let me not fanboy out. You know what I mean? Yeah, those sorts of moments are they're really special. They're really special.
I do like that you take a large part of your day to do your research on people. When I watch your stuff, you come very well versed. You mentioned names like Andre Middleton on your show, which is someone else I'd like to highlight. Friends of Noise.
Yes, yeah.
Doing a lot of great things for our community here.
Yeah.
You spread the love very, very thick. So.
Yeah, man, I think it's important, man. I really believe that you got to give credit where credit is due. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, man, at the end of the day, all of this stuff is bigger than me. I mean, and I tell people the relationships that I develop with people, it's bigger than the music, you know? And for me, that's very foundational in growing, because, you know, if all of this goes away, what do we have? And so being real with people and striving to practice, you know, a lot of the rules that I strive to live my life by. Treat others the way that you want to be treated. You know, the greatest thing that we have is love. Like those foundational things are valuable and important to me. So moving through life and trying to, not always being successful, but trying to put those things at the forefront, I think it's really helped me to, you know, achieve the things that I have achieved, which is, you know, a blessing.
And then some. You been out to any of the Blazer game activities at all? I know that's.
I'm a big Blazer fan, man. I have been to a few games this year. I am interested in what's going to happen this year, this summer. I don't know, bruh. I don't know. You know, Dame has been.
Dame wants. I don't know if he wants to stay or go.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He's been loyal to the soil since he's been here, but the dude wants to win a ring. So
Sacramento looked good last night. Oh man. Big ups to Rappy Dusky. That also leads us into, we got to give special credit to our all-the-time sponsor, which is PDX Radio and Rappy Dusky. For all you artists out there, please submit your music to prettydopesubmissions@gmail.com, and Rappy will get you played on his credited radio station.
That's what's up. Salute, Rappy Dusky.
Big ups to Rap. Now, you do a lot of that as well. You play a lot of local music.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, man. It's, you know, that was the foundation of Welcome to the Neighborhood. So when the show started, when KZ and me first came on the air, their I don't know if edict is the right word, was to support local music. And so when you listen to KZ and me, that's what you would hear is local music. And so that was the foundation of Welcome to the Neighborhood, which really worked well for me, you know. And it has, when KZ and me went away and X-Ray picked up the radio show, I definitely wanted to continue to keep that as a foundational thing, just because, you know, I've strived to try to build Welcome to the Neighborhood similar to radio shows I listened to coming up or were fans of, like specifically Stretch and Bobbito, where they would just have people come through the studio. And, you know, that's why if you look at, like, you can find footage or old tapes of my show where I'm bringing folks in to spit live on air, you know. I've had Illmaculate, I've had Hanif, I've had Soup Dread, you know, people who've just come through and so many others. Bro, Charlie to my head, not my heart. You know what I mean?
That, right? Yeah.
But you know, growing up and listening to Marley Marl and Mr. Magic and so at any rate, yeah, like that's been a goal of mine to keep it to have it where folk have access to it. You know what I mean? Because I remember what it was like when I was rhyming and trying to get on and, you know, just trying to get indoors. And when I got this platform, I felt like I wanted to provide that. I didn't want people to have to fight as hard as I did, you know, to be able to just get heard, you know. And now it's so cool because I see that there have been, but I see other shows who are doing the same thing, you know, especially here at X-Ray. Shout out to my guys, Danny Ocean and Shado, they gave us a show, their show is now here on X-Ray FM, and that's what they're doing. You know, they're providing platforms to bring in local artists here, as well as the other internet stuff that they do. And, you know, and then of course, all of the folk at K-Boo who do that. So there are definitely platforms, But I just feel blessed that I was able to be a part of that, you know.
I've lived in Portland for 45 years, and KLYPH Radio, I got to give them a special thank you. They've been a part of my household my entire life. I even got the chance to work with Tim 33 1/3 at the Movement on Sunday nights from 10 to midnight.
Word.
He's had that show running for 15 plus years on KLYPH. Thank you for that opportunity, Tim. No, KLYPH has been a great outlet for us all. So
no doubt. I mean, and just like the OG, like community radio station. You know, there are a number of them now, but I remember when I was wanting to try to transition from internet to FM, like I was looking at KLYPH and went over to see like, yo, how can I get on? And then I looked at their schedule and I was like,
yeah.
So
those 3 a.m. slots are readily available for you, my friend.
Right. Every other week, every third like Thursday night.
We did bring you a little gift as compliments of the show. We got you across the street.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us.
That's love, man. That's love. Listen, let me say, bro, I so appreciate what you folk are doing. Like for real. You know what I mean? The platform that you're providing, getting an opportunity to get to know. I mean, there are definitely a lot of familiar people, you know what I'm saying, that I've seen you folk interview. But then there are people who like I'm not at all familiar with. And so I see some of what I've strived to do during my time in doing media in Portland. You folk are doing it. But then also like the level at which you guys are doing it. You know, for me doing podcasting, which came out of radio, was great to be able to do long form interviews. But this is something that I wanted to do. And you can find like horrible video of me, but like the quality in which you guys do it is something that I strive to do. So big ups to y'all, man, for what you are doing. And I just, I want to encourage, because I know how sometimes it's hard, but I just want to encourage you folk. What you're doing it's great. So, you know, continue to do it.
We won't call it thankless. We won't call it thankless. We will not call it thankless.
Right.
A lot of times I think the things that we do, we collect in hand claps and daps, I like to say. So some of those hand claps and daps that we've been able to collect over the last 2 years doing this show is worth more than any money that I can ever own. So
Word.
So.
Absolutely, man.
Well, you want to give some special love, shout outs, PSAs on the way out of here before we wrap this up?
Oh, word up. You know, I always strive to, whenever I have platforms, give a shout out to Wifey, man. I can't do what I do without that support, you know what I'm saying? So definitely shout out to Wifey for putting up with all of the stuff that I do. And then just everybody who has listened to a radio show, everybody who's been a guest on a radio show, everybody who's been a guest on the podcast, who's rocked the stage with me. Thank you to all of those folk. Some things that I just want to make sure people have on their radar. I have an opportunity now to do an event with my guy DJ KLYPH every fourth Sunday at the White Eagle Saloon, which is a very special place to me because it's where Mic Check got started. So you can come check us out. I tell people it's not a party, it's a vibe. Golden era hip hop, just come through. It's the spot where you think, man, I really want to catch up with so-and-so, but I don't want to, like, I just want to be able to have a conversation. Come through, have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Journal. I had somebody come through and after the set, she was like, yeah, I knocked out a bunch of emails I hadn't had a chance to get to, like, but you guys were my soundtrack. So every fourth Sunday, it's free. Ain't no cover, just come through. White Eagle Saloon. And then the Cliff Notes podcast, I've been doing that live.
April 25th with our past guest, Julian Outlaw, Mr.
Man.
Rockwood.
I am so excited for this interview, man. The 25th is going to be at Portland Center Stage. It's all ages. Once again, it's free. I'm trying to give you all these things to do, man. It's free. Come through. Support a young man who he was really, really doing some, I think, amazing things in terms of community, but also a dope artist in his own right. So that's going to be at Portland Center Stage, 8 o'clock, free, all ages. Welcome to the neighborhood. Well, welcome to the neighborhood every Saturday night right here, X-Ray FM, 8 to 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, for sure. 3 o'clock Monday through Friday. You can hear me just like playing joints on the Numbers 96.7 FM.
Love it.
And it's just me playing records. So you can listen to that Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. And then we also talking about Pohop earlier. I'm really, really psyched to have an opportunity to do something with Pohop this year. May the 7th, it's going to be at the White Eagle Saloon. It's called Beats and Rhymes, collaboration with Pohop and The Beat Happening, a list of producers, a list of MCs. It's going to be dope. I want to run down everybody's name, but I'm gonna forget somebody. So check out the flyer.
You got a flyer poster for that?
I do. I got flyers for everything.
It's located right next to him there.
Right there. Right. It's somewhere here. So that's coming up. And then the biggest thing that I gotta let people know about, man, August the 20th. It's the 7-year anniversary of Mic Check. During the 50th year anniversary of hip hop, the very first day of PDX Hip Hop Week at the Mission Theater, Mic Check 7-year anniversary. I'm bringing Homeboy Sandman from New York. Versatile is going to be on the bill. Cool Nuts and DJ Fat Boy are on the bill. Boom Bap Project is on the bill. Brimmer Baden is on the bill. Akira West is on the bill. DJ OG1 is going to be in the building. And I got a couple of other special surprises. Potentially Ink Ain't Dry, but this is going to be dope. It's going to be all ages. It is not free, but it's going to be all ages at the Mission Theater, 7-year anniversary of Mic Check. We celebrating 50 years of hip hop. You need to be in the building.
Let's go. Yes. Ready? We're going to go?
Yes, definitely we're coming. I'm so excited.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your time.
Come on, man. Thank y'all. Y'all as well.
We'll see you soon.
Yes, sir.
Cheers.
God is love.